Today we're going to talk about Adobe Illustrator. If you notice at the bottom here of my dock, this is the icon AI. So I'm just going to click on it. Once it opens up, the next thing you're going to do is click File and New. And it's going to ask you a series of things. It just wants to know what type of layout you want for your image. Orientation is an important one. So if you want your page to be vertical or landscape, so portrait or landscape. In this case, I think we'll just keep it on portrait. And then we're just going to go with a standard letter size, which is 8.5 inches wide by 11 inches tall. This stuff at the bottom here, it's important for you to know that when you are creating in Illustrator images that will be printed, the color mode that you want to select is CMYK, which stands for cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. If you were just building things that were going to be seen online, never to be printed, then you could use RGB, so red, green, and blue, which is a different color system based in light. So right now we'll stick with CMYK, and our definition will be 300 ppi, so that's parts per inch. And we will hit OK. So this is our page. Now if you're familiar at all with Photoshop or anything like that, you'll notice that the tools on the left are quite similar to Photoshop, and that you also have a layers panel on the right. We will be doing an assignment called layers specifically, which will teach you how to use layers to your advantage. For now, we're just going to keep it simple. I'm just going to show you some basic tools. Anything that has a little, let me just see if I can drag over here. Anything that has a little area here, like a triangle, is just indicating that there are buttons hidden beneath it. So if you click and hold, you'll see that there are multiple different shapes that you can choose. In this case, I'm going to use the ellipse tool. And I'll just scroll over to my page again, and I will choose a color for the ellipse tool. Perhaps we'll choose red. So notice that this was the color fill here. You could double click it, or you could just go to your color swatch. We'll move the layers panel out of the way. Alright, and so here is my ellipse, and I can make multiples. As long as this tool is still highlighted over here, I'm still continuing to make the exact same shape. And of course, you can modify the color as you please. Okay, so we also have a text tool. If you click and hold, you have different options for your typing, vertical, horizontal, on a path, etc. We're just going to use the regular type tool. Notice that at the top here, you have some changes. So I'm just going to click on the page, and we should be able to select our font. So we'll pick this one here, and we'll pick a larger size so you can actually see what I'm demoing. And there we go for test. Now if I highlight it, I should be able to modify the color. So I'm going to go up here. Notice that all of my options for changing the text are up here at the top. So I will make it blue. And if I deselect it, you'll see that that's the color that I've chosen. If you want to go to a different object, then try deselecting the one you were on previously. So now you have on the right hand side in the layers panel, we have one layer called by default layer 1, which we can double click and name. So this could be our test layer. If we wanted to add a new layer, then we would just click at the bottom, create new layer, and there you go. Okay, which comes in handy when you have complicated designs which have to be overlaid one on top of the other. So for now, this has been your introduction to Illustrator. Always remember to click on File, Save As, to name your file and to save it to the desktop, and you will be a happy camper. All right, we will see you later.